Hello everybody, my name is Shortline K819. Hello everybody, welcome in. Hello Crimson, my most reliable viewer. Today we're going to be playing some more Kerbal Space Program, and if you read the title, you know what we're doing, which is I have this fuel depot and I need to fill it up, so we're going to build a tanker, and then we're just going to launch a bunch of those tankers over and over and over again. But first, I'm pretty reliable too. Yes, you are Throwo109. You are a pretty reliable viewer as well. You know what? Most of the people who view me pretty consistently. But Crimson always seems to pop in at the beginning. He's always here at the start of streams. Before I get into it, I have some new art to show all of you. I actually have a couple of pieces of new art. I'll show you the art, and then we'll start building out this tanker, which is probably just going to be an extended version of our existing upper stage. Let's see. Okay, let me get this up real quick. So, let me go ahead and just transition over. And let me get up the displays. At the start of the stream, but pass out later due to exhaustion and homeworking. That is fair. I always forget which one. Okay, left. Left is not OBS. So I have a couple of pieces of art. First of all, this one is from, I just got this. This was free. This is from Hit Artist Mako, who is in the Scentbird server, and she was like, give me requests to draw, and I said, hey, can you draw me? And so she drew me, and yeah, I think this is really cool looking. It's a watercolor, which is nice, like watercolor style, not like an actual watercolor. Although I do have actual watercolor art from TG, but I also have some work in progress art from I Am Car Burr, with me and two of my other friends. So there I am. These were the two concepts that were floated. We could have gone Waffles and Corsanium. We could have gone with either of these two as the one that's gonna get fully drawn, but this is the one that's gonna get fully drawn. And yeah, I drink the lemonade, as you can see. So that is the art, if you want to see it, of course, exclamation point art. But now we're going to get into Kerbal Space Program. Kerbal Space Program, hello. And we are going to go back into our forever save reel. And last time was just a stream where me and Spud yapped about spaceflight in depth, and I docked some things, some upper stages to our... Oh, hello. Hi, Spud. I say your name and you join, but I don't speak Cyrillic, so I don't know what that means. Or I can just translate it. Let me go ahead and just translate this real quickly. Google Translate, yes. True. But yeah, let's go ahead and check up on our fuel depot. Now, Calypso A fuel depot. Let's go ahead and fly this. He may be insane. Spud and I were talking about the Shuttle Mirror program, so it's kind of related. El Gore is a very funny image. El Gore? But yes, we have our fuel depot right here. And my idea is I was thinking about this earlier today. Okay, what exactly do I want to do? Obviously, I've established this fuel depot. I want to fill it up. And then my secondary idea is I wanted to establish... This is further on down the road after we get done with this. Establish a space station that's basically in a coplanar orbit to this. It's basically in the same orbit. Not docked to this, but kind of floating nearby. And my idea is I would... excuse me. I would stock up. I would stock up on fuel. I would stock up on life support because I have a life support mod. So say we want to go out to do a crewed mission using our eventual crew vehicle out to the Mun or Minmus or whatnot. We can just launch that into a low Kerbal orbit, fuel up, and then at these depots, you know, go to the crew station, fill up with your crew and your supplies, and then you go to the fuel depot. We gonna do the Moho mission? Yeah, we probably will do the Moho mission. I don't know if we'll get to that today, but I do wanna take advantage of these transfer windows when they pop up. It would come over here, pluck one of these fully fueled fuel tugs, which would then basically act as the fuel tug for that mission. So that was my basic idea of how I would go about doing this. Yeah. So we're gonna go to the Space Center, and what we're gonna do is I need to design a tanker, because I could just launch. Let's go ahead and load up Odysseus 1B. Yes. So here's our Odysseus 1B right here. This is our main launch vehicle. What I could do is I could just launch this with no payload and then just use that as the tanker, but that seems like a bit of a cop-out, if I'm gonna be honest. It's also wasteful because you have a lot of this payload capacity that you're frankly not using. So my sort of idea for this was you basically attach something like that. You basically build a hyper stretched version of this, or maybe you end up basically building of the upper stage. Or what you do is you keep the upper stage so you can eventually use it later on, and then just have the upper stage deliver this. But we are going to have plenty of upper stages that we're going to be delivering to up there anyways. So I think what I might end up doing is I might just end up incorporating this into the stage itself. So I'm gonna go Odysseus 1B. I'm gonna go ahead and call this the Odysseus 1B TK for tanker. We're going to save that. And let's see. What I am going to do is I'm going to reroute some of this just temporarily while we get this sorted. So the easiest thing that we could do is just, hey, look at that. So yeah, we could just do that. That is fairly straightforward. Let me go ahead. It looks really stupid. I just want to see if something like this is feasible. Let's go ahead and reroute back up to there. And then, because it doesn't need to last on orbit for a really long time, I might just remove the solar panels just for the sake of, like, simplification, quote-unquote, because these things are initially going to be very expendable. And just add, like, in fuel cells. What's your prediction for Flight 12? I have no idea. I like to think that with all the testing they're doing, it will actually go rather well. But honestly, deep down inside, I have no idea. Let's see. Power. For me, when in doubt, bet on ship failure. I mean, I did that with Flight 12 and 11, and it seemed to go well. But, the Android port of Chris Sawyer's Locomotion? Yes, yes. Actually, this is the, yeah, basically, yeah. It's Transport Tycoon, which, I mean, is different from Chris Sawyer's, but it's similar enough. Okay. So, up there. And then what we can do is we can just like a nose cone that pops off on the top right here. We'll have more fuel cells just in case. Transport Tycoon was an Android port of Chris Sawyer's Locomotion, the 2013 sessions. Okay, I didn't know that. So I did not know that Chris Sawyer's got an Android port. That's one of those games that I really wanted to play a whole lot as a kid, Chris Sawyer's Locomotion, but I just never got around to actually doing it. I bought it day one. Nice, nice. I'm very adverse to buying games day one nowadays after, I don't really buy too many games anymore. I kind of just play the same games. But you should get Open Loco once it gets better signaling. Man, there's so many things that I should probably buy, but I just haven't. Okay. ACS1B TK. Let's see. OpenTDD's signaling has spoiled me. Block signals make me feel like Morty experiencing true level. Block signals. Let's see. I just have a normal upper. Oh, that's the core stage. Let me save that real quick. Can I take a look at just a normal upper stage? Real quick. Yeah, there we go. CS1BK. But I'll get to that in a moment. I am locking in as people have a propensity of saying. Okay, let me pull up. Let me just get Odysseus 1A in here real quick. Or hold up. 1P, that's the prototype version of this. 1B really is our workhorse vehicle. I mean, I guess that makes sense considering, this is kind of inspired off of bit of Delta, bit of Titan. This also does look kind of ridiculous, not gonna lie, but I do want to try this and see. Uh... Vernier engines. I will never not say that these things just they look like the the turrets from Portal. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. I'll well, I'm quickly putting this together and then I will read chat. So. What's the monoprop like on here? Or that still should be enough. Um. Take your time. Thank you, thank you. We go. And now we need a well, actually, I don't need a separate nose cone. I can just build a fairing. There we go. And because yeah, there we go. Fairing deploy. Fairing deploy. There we go. Alright, that should be the TK version done. I will, and solar panel. Okay. Dirt fuel cell. Dirt fuel cell. Oh yeah, I also got to remove those. Okay, there we go. That should be the 1BTK done. I am going to test fly this in a moment, but that looks really... Actually, no, I don't think it looks too bad. Okay. Genuinely starting to become really interested in the strategic implications of Artemis LEP longer term. The fact that the Artemis Accords exist and states are genuinely establishing legal frameworks for quasi-claiming regions of space for resources, not even if not in name, is crazy. Yeah, I actually did watch that Perun video today. That was actually a really good video. Obviously a lot of it I knew already, but a lot of it I didn't, and there's a lot to mull over with it. Been getting into Tekkit Classic a lot recently. Nice, nice. I don't know. I have not been playing a lot of Minecraft a lot recently. because that's like create and Tekkit is something I never really, well, Tekkit I did try because it was a part of a larger mod pack that we had a couple of years ago on a server that we ran. But create mod is something I've been wanting to try out, but I'm just not in the Minecraft phase. Suggest the server Railway Craft. I'm well aware of it. Look, if I do get back into Minecraft, it'll be me and my friends doing things in Create, trying that mod pack to see what happens with that. Art. Yes, part. Heard of Railway Craft? I might be confusing with some other server. I think I have built around the mod Traincraft. Okay. In that case, I have not. I do know about Traincraft. I don't really like Traincraft all too much. I always preferred. We always did immersive railroading rather than Traincraft. Okay. So, 1 BTK. Okay. Now it's just a matter of... Oh, I do not need to do that. I need to do this. First of all, let's save. Switch editor to the VAB. The Kerbals. Wait. No. Open SH TK. You're looking very sideways, my friend. And before we do anything, we're gonna do a quick little test launch, just to see if this works. And then if it works, we'll properly add the launch clamps and all that. And we are ready to go. Hello, KSP. Admittedly, I think that does look really cool. Let me go ahead and just lock that so we don't end up using it. Okay. Okay. So far. Okay, coming up on booster separation. There we go. Throttle up. Okay, looking good so far, I'd say. Right now, it's just a matter of gaining some more horizontal velocity at this point. And there we go. Right. Fairing deploy. Up. The fairing hit one of the sides of the engine, which not too great, but oh, that's weird. That was a bit of wobble. Astrofailing moment. Astrofailing is igniting your upper your what was that flight? It was the Tropics mission where the fairing didn't deploy and the upper stage engine still lit when it was in the fairing. But yeah, okay. There's a bit of wobble right there. In the little center portion. There we go. Hot staging moment. Okay. Go ahead and turn that off. Fuel cells are... Fuel cells activated? Could be. Oh, 9 is what starts them. Okay. 900, well, it's 960 because we still have that, but 960 should be well more than enough to get this to the station. Let's just light our engines. Okay, we need to fix some of the wobbling issues, but... Other than that, yeah, if I can put this in a... Oh my gosh, hi Norvern. Wait a second. Wait, the redeem is not working. Wait. Hold up, the redeem... What's happening to the redeem? I'm sorry, the redeem is not working for whatever reason. Hold up. Wait, why was the redeem off? Because the way this works is I have like, it's like an image on my computer. Yeah, I get it. Oh, hold up. I'll just reactivate it once. The cooldown. Just finished Owl House, about to head to bed. I just want to pop and say hello. Well, thank you, Norvern. Have a good night's sleep. Do not Do not let the mimics bite in your sleep. That is very bad. We would not want that. But yeah, this can get into orbit just fine. So 750 meters a second, that's well more than enough to actually get to the station, so alright, I think okay, I'm gonna try and fix the wobble issues. Let me go back to the... I'll de-teeth him. Oh boy. Bears enter my room while I'm asleep. Man, that is such a threat. I will de-teeth you. Okay. So this would be LV00. Hold up. So I guess this is going to be LV009. Next LV009. Okay, what's the... Was Delta 4-5 core ever a thing that considered? Yes, it was. But I will send you this image. But yes, have a nice night, Norvern. There we go. Now the redeem is working. Well, let me just while this happens, let me just send Spud this image. Let's see. Huh. There you go. Okay, we need to fix the wobbling. Which auto strut locked grandparent part. That's locked to the heaviest part. That's locked to the root part. Let's see. Well, there's always the... I remember in the ancient years of yore, for whatever reason, if you stacked two of these Jumbo 64 fuel tanks on top of one another, they would always bend and wobble. And there was a little trick that we used to employ back in the day, where you would take like these cubic octags, and you would like basically have to strut the tanks on the outside. I don't know if this is gonna fix the issue, but I'm just gonna do that like this anyways, just for like, I don't know, old time's sake or something. Okay. Rut. Lanius. Ugh. Come on. Come on, KSP. Treating KSP as if it was like a dog or something. Putting my hat back on. Because I like my hat. Okay. There we go. Alright, I think we are ready to actually fly this. Only took 40 minutes, but that's, this game. Yeah. Hold up. EK. And then save. I'm just gonna just real quick. Let me grab my phone. Pull up. Okay, here we are. And then actually, I need to... Oh, those struts didn't work. Oh, they only worked on one side. Okay. Pull up. I'm going to take my time with this game and not rush things. Because rushing is how you screw up. And this is literally just a game. It's not like there are any actual stakes in it. Other than, I don't know, feeling good about myself because I can play a game. Huh. Okay. Do. Stretch. I'll stretch. I stretched so far back. Ah. Stretchy, stretch. Stretchy, stretch. I don't know. I am tired, and I have to wake up at 6 o'clock. Well, I don't have to wake up at 6 o'clock tomorrow. I want to wake up at 6 o'clock tomorrow because for just to watch a new Glenn fly, but that's... I'll probably wake up at like 6:20, watch new Glenn fly, and then we can just ditch that. You know what? The better thing to do in this scenario would probably just to be like, hey, you auto strut right there. The root part, because the root part is up there. Do you think A3 will actually use the ICPS or the spacer thing? I think it'll use the ICPS only for the sake of expediency. But that's my thoughts basically. I think Artemis 3 will probably it'll use a full what is the Amtrak game? I have to guess the latest train on Amtrak if I redeem it. Yes. I think Artemis 2 will use, or Artemis 2. Well, Artemis 2 did use the ICPS. I think Artemis 3 will use the ICPS for the sake of expediency. And then they'll rendezvous with a version of Starship HLS that has like it's the Starship HLS version that they will rendezvous with will not be a full Starship HLS. It'll be like a 70% Starship HLS. It'll basically just be a normal Starship with the crew cabin, basically, and it'll act as the passive vehicle for the whole time. And then they'll transfer to the crew cabin. They might fly around a little bit, but it's not going to be a full Starship HLS. That's my guess for Artemis 3. Okay, let me go ahead and do some things real quick. Okay, where are les trucs? Okay. Honestly, I'm inclined towards Spacer. Huh. I guess it depends on how quickly they can manufacture it. I would prefer Spacer, but I think there's a decent chance they'd still just go with ICPS for expediency's sake. Um, let's see. Okay. I was like, "Where's the solar panel?" It's like, "Oh yeah, I'm using. I'm not even using solar panels for this. I am. I am. Okay. I was thinking about this earlier today, where I think we're so used to here we go. That should be done. When it comes to Artemis, we're so used to the missions being planned out pretty in depth years in advance. Like Artemis 1 and Artemis 2 were planned out years in advance. And with Artemis 3, yeah, there was conceptions of this kind of mission going back about 2 years, but it was never really, well, until about a month and a half ago, it wasn't really, it wasn't official. Oh, that is LV00, yeah, it's LV008. And I keep seeing people say, "Oh, how can they even plan out this kind of mission? Artemis 2 took so long. How can they even plan out this kind of mission with the intention of launching next year?" And I'm just thinking to myself, I mean, if you look back upon the history of human spaceflight at NASA, um, the concept for a human mission, a crewed mission, coming together kind of at the final moment, or mere months before it was supposed to fly, or it flew, is not that uncommon. Where obviously Apollo 8 was the big example, where Apollo 8, that wasn't something that was initially planned for until like August of 1968, I think, was the decision to fly Apollo 8. Because the lunar module was late, they still wanted to fly a mission, so what do? You go and orbit the moon in a CSM. And that mission was completely changed from its original low Earth orbit test of the LEM to a lunar orbital mission that was decided in August of 68, and of course the mission flew in December. And even more like recent times, right? I was thinking back to, well, the International Space Station program, the ISS assembly, there was a decent amount of flexibility too. I'm thinking of STS 101 and 106, where STS 101 and 106 were originally supposed to be the same mission. The idea was this was in 2000, where the original idea was the space station at the time was the Unity module, the Zvezda module, and like PMA 1 and PMA 2. Wasn't permanently crewed at that point. The original idea for STS 101 is Zvezda would launch and dock to the station, the Zvezda module, and then 101 would go up there and do some spacewalks to integrate the module, and they would continue building up supplies on the station so that it could be permanently crewed. But Zvezda was late, so what NASA decided to do is they decided to split it into two missions. STS-101 would just do the resupply, and then STS-106 would fly after Zvezda docked to the station, and that would do the integrating. So they split the flight in two in order to keep up the cadence and the tempo and of ISS assemblies. I'm thinking, like, we're used to this almost ossified NASA where plans are set in stone years in advance for these missions. But now that there's incentive, there's motivation, there's pressure, there's more, you're kind of getting back to, I almost want to say you're getting back to how NASA was before, where there was a lot more flexibility in terms of what missions you're going to fly, so long as they continue to meet towards whatever goal you're reaching towards. So The thing is, as I'm going to said a bunch of times, we're still considering it. Yeah, they're currently trying to put together the mission. While also talking about the fact that they're considering both Leo and Heo profiles for the mission. It's possible they want to do the spacer, but just haven't said yes because one, appropriations is still going on, and two, if they go with Heo, they might theoretically still need ICPS. True, true. Because Artemis 2, I need to skip forward a few days. Or Artemis 3, sorry. It feels so weird to talk about Artemis 2 in the past tense now. Artemis 3, people are like, oh, what's the plan? There isn't any plan for it. It's only a rough plan. Well, they're figuring out the plan right now. So, I suspect within the next month or two, we'll probably get more details. But... yes, bud, the Delta upgrade path. That thing. Let me go ahead and skip forward a few days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skipping forward about 5 days. And then every 10 days from now, we'll do a, we'll get done like 3 missions or so. So then we have another 10-day gap. Scott Manley also pointed out in his latest video that the ICPS STA still exists and they could use that for the spacer. It's been on display for a few years, but it's here. Yeah, I saw that. I'd want to make sure that thing is still structurally sound. Because if it's been sitting outside on display, like, But they could in theory use it, so... Actually didn't know that until... until I watched that video. True. Okay, 50 minutes in. And we're finally getting to actually launch our tankers. So that is indeed what we are going to do. So it's time to like rapid fire run launch these things. Launch and dock. So okay. Set as target. PNG time. Oh my gosh. Hold up. That means that I have to change to my PNG. Let me get that up. I have not loaded that up in months and months and months. Hold up. Let me disappear for a moment. Note that my PNG does not have my hat. Oh, it's... Oh, I just realized something. I don't even have it on my computer. Because I reset my computer, so I never bothered to load up my PNG, so I can't actually do that. I just have whatever default this is. Hold up. Shit, I have not loaded up this program in months and months and months. How do I even get this to work? Add new sprite. I feel bad because you've redeemed, it's 5,000 points, and I don't have this actually up and functioning right now because I just kind of forgot about it. Do I even ref sheet? Hold up. Give me a second. I will figure this out. Here, for now, put it on the screen. I am not doing that. YouTuber Plus. Come on, I want to fly this mission, dang it. new sprite. Hold up, let me I'm gonna have to look up how to do this. How oh, there's a Google Doc. Setting up after downloading the, make sure to set your microphone to the correct one. Okay. How to okay, give me a second. Load avatar. Let's see. But it's not. Gosh, oh, there we go. Hold up, you're just watching me trying to get this to work behind the scenes. And just forget it then. No, you redeemed. Wait, no. I am bumbling around here trying to figure out. Well, escape. Okay, wait, hold up. I will get this to work. Wait, I dragged the files into the folder. Wait, no, I didn't get it to work. How do I feel so stupid trying to figure out how to get this to work. New sprite. Oh, there we go. New sprite. Okay. Exit edit mode. Why is there just a... Hold up. Okay. Hello? There we... Wait, okay. I'm almost there. Okay, then why is my mouth just open? That's the main question. As I said, I have not had to mess with this program in over a year. Why are there multiple of me? Can I just... Delete. How do I delete? Oh, wait, hold up. Well, let me go ahead and delete all of this. Hold up, we're getting this to work. I need to delete this fella right here, which you cannot see. We are going to get this to work. You're getting this to work. Okay. Add sprite. 50A. Open. Add new sprite. 50A. And then link that to that. I don't know why. Oh, wait. Hold up. 51 is what I have to open. Okay. Link that to there. That is the mouth closed, and that's the mouth open. Wait. Okay, I think we got it. Yeah, there we go. I think that's it. I got it to work. Let me just shift myself down a bit then. Gosh, it feels weird to be using this. Okay, we got it to work. We got it to work. I know I bumbled through that like a complete fucking idiot, but I managed to get it to work. Okay. Actually, let me also shift myself up a little bit more. There we go. Anyways, let's do something which I'm also going to bumble through, which of course is this flight. Okay, let me just think about like what my trajectory needs to be. Oh well, it's fine. Okay. I could just take down that alarm clock. Hello, Kerbal alarm clock. Mech jab. Yeah, alarm clock. I don't need you. Okay, first launch of a Odysseus 1B TK. Let's do this. And we're off. Okay. I don't know why. Okay, there we go. Oh, wrong way. Okay. The rotation off. All right, 7 kilometers up. Back up a bit. Alright, throttle down for booster separation. Okay, there we go. We got good booster sep. Throttle back up. Alright. We are well on our way. Oh yeah, I got to have to freeze that. Still gonna keep pitching up. Probably hold that until our apoapsis gets a bit higher. Holding pretty steady, though. Right. Okay. Right, 45 kilometers. There we go. Bearing separation. Alright, now that our apoapsis is getting above 70, we can pitch down. Oh, there's that wobble again. Oh well. Alright. We have our vertical velocity for the most part. Our apoapsis still isn't out of the atmosphere, but that's okay. We are... This is good so far. Okay, 5 kilometers. How long do you think Centaur integration will take? Probably about 2 years, if I were to guess. 2.5. I'd say it'll probably be ready by like mid-2028. Mid-2028, around then, probably. Maybe late 2028, though. Okay. Okay. So at this point, we can activate the fuel cells. Fuel cells are active. Stop fuel cell. Okay. Actually, here's a question. Are we in a good enough position where we can just, like, if I just burn now, will I get a decent rendezvous? Actually, yes, I will. Okay. No, Spud, it's fine, it's fine. I gotta think about a lot of these questions, though. My gut feeling for Centaur 5 integration is maybe mid to late 2028 or so. You know, assuming everything goes right. Would you look at that? Man, that was perfect. Okay, the first one of these is our first tanker is in orbit. So, and we're on a one orbit. That's not even a full orbit. That's like 2/3 of an orbit. Maybe more like 4/6 6/8 of an orbit intercept. That was pretty good, I'd say. I wasn't even planning on that. I just launched whenever. Alright, we gotta pay attention. Our electric charge is going down. So... fuel cells are probably not enough to keep up. 6/8 is the same as 3/4. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I'm not doing math in my head. Okay. What's our closest approach? Our closest approach is 1.8 kilometers. Yeah. 154 meters per second burn off. Yeah, we should be. This is pretty good. We'll have more fuel left over to actually do this rendezvous. This might be the quickest rendezvous I've ever actually done in KSP. Brain hurt. But okay. Up, it's in render range. Slam on the brakes. Okay. 400 meters second to Delta V left. Excellent, excellent. That is way more than enough to get to the station. Yeah, I don't think these fuel cells are going to be enough. Okay. Because they can run off of both liquid hydrogen and liquid fuel and oxidizer, so... Okay. The real test is going to be the docking for this. This kind of, I don't know why this just popped into my head, but I remember there was this thoroughly ancient Scott Manley video where he took a Kerbal X, you know, the stock KSP craft, and he put one in a prograde orbit and the other in a retrograde orbit, and he tried to crash them into each other. And he did end up being successful. I don't know why that video just popped into my head. That's probably a decade old at this point in terms of a video. If I could go digging for it. We'll probably know a lot more about A3 a month or two from now. Yeah, I fully expect a lot of the details of the mission to be finalized within a month or two. Heck, we might even get a crew within a month or two. Definitely by midsummer, we'll have a pretty good idea about what the mission will look like. All right. Here we are. We're at our fuel depot. Nice and smooth. Man, that is the smoothest rendezvous I ever remember doing in this game. Honestly, crew might be sooner than that, considering when they asked about crew, they literally said soon. Okay, the question is, what docking port do we dock to for this thing? I might want to... let that port as a target. Actually, just to be safe, we'll We'll set that port as a target. Okay. All right, now we're gonna get close. What are we planning to use this depot for, by the way? You know what? My basic idea is that I'm effectively just stockpiling resources in orbit. Fuel, I'm going to build a space station where I'm going to stockpile a bunch of life support. And the basic idea is that, say we want to head out to the moon, right? We want to start building stations out around the moon or around Minmus or bases out there, and I need to like transport crew or supplies. I don't need to launch something new. I can just go to the station, go to the space station, fill up on life support or supplies or crew supplies or whatnot. Hop a little bit over to here, snab one of these fully fueled tugs, and just send it out there just whenever I want. That's sort of my basic idea. Because another idea that I have is, say we're going to build eventually, say we want to build a fueling base out in Minmus, right? Well, I'm going to need a lot of big components. So I need tugs to to send them out, and I need fuel for that. So that's what this is for. Effectively. So that I can deliver all the components on orbit, I can deliver all the fuel, all the tugs, and I can just assemble them and then just do the missions. That's sort of my basic idea, if that makes any sort of sense. Also because, you know, why let a resource go to waste? I don't want to have these upper stages out there that are full of fuel that just have fuel in them that, hey, that fuel could be used somewhere else. It would be nice if I could use that fuel somewhere else. So... Also, I kind of just want to build a fuel depot because I find fuel depots cool. That's another main reason. Okay, here we are. Right. Slow down. And stop. Okay. So yeah, this, my eventual space station, it's all going to be, just imagine it as one big staging base. We stage all of our components to, you know, build a moon base or build a station around Minmus for refining, and we just, once we have all those components staged, we can just rapid fire, launch all the components, get all the supplies and all the crew and all the fuel with all the tugs out there all at once. That's basically my idea. Okay, let's begin to drift over. Okay. All right. To drift more this way. Alright. Moving over sideways. Thing is a bit harder to control than the shorter, those standard upper stages, but that's fine. Okay. We overshot just a little bit. Actually, no, I think we're good. Let's see. Oh yes, we need to go up. A little bit more too. Okay. That was about 20 minutes from launch to rendezvous and docking. About 20-25 minutes. I would say that's pretty dang good. That is pretty quick. Go up a bit more. Okay. Yeah, and now we can just move in and we can dock and it'll all be good. Let me take a picture. Ugh. Okay, yeah, about 20 minutes. Only 45 minutes since launch, 45 minutes from 45 minutes from docking to from launch to docking. There we go. Why are we not? Hello? What? Why is there a strut attached there? What? Oh, the strut is blocking the docking port. I was like, why is that not... Oh. We need to have a Kerbal come up here and delete that. Well, okay, I guess that's even more imperative to develop a crew vehicle to actually be able to do that. But luckily, we put more than one docking port. That strut's supposed to disappear, but I just never bothered. Smoothest docking ever, blocked by strut. Yeah. Luckily, there are other docking ports. So this isn't as big of an issue as it otherwise would be, because other docking ports do exist. Yeah, let me go ahead and select that as my target now. I don't know why it's deciding to do that, but oh yeah, because it's not. I know why. Because we haven't targeted you, smelly. Oh well. Luckily, we have more than one docking. And unlike the other one, this one is not blocked by a strut. nor is it blocked by anything else, because as you can see, we have docked to the station. Okay, first tanker docking. Let me go ahead and start filling up the station with fuel. Yeah, that's full. And now we can begin filling that up. There's the mun right over there. That's nice. I love how because the camera focuses on the center of mass and you can see it shift. I don't know why. Hold up. Yeah, there we go. Okay, excellent. There we go. We have that docked. I'm gonna use the monopropellant to remove that fuel. But the center core is almost full. That's nice. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna undock, fuel the tanker. And now that this thing is nearly empty, luckily, what we can do is we can go ahead and we can just deorbit this thing. So, I know, where's the ocean? We're gonna head on over that side real quick. And we're gonna deorbit on that side, because I do try and deorbit things in the ocean, so. Okay. Land. Okay, and my goal for today is to do at least 2 more of those, so. Yeah, just going to use the remaining RCS to deorbit, and that is the standard mission profile, so that should be pretty good. Okay, 2 more to go, at least for today. I do want to, as I said, I have to wake up early tomorrow for New Glenn, and I actually want to, because it's Saturday and Sunday is the day, of course, where I can just wake up at any time I want, because Saturdays I still want to wake up. Saturdays I typically wake up at any time I want to, but I still have to do, like, schoolwork and stuff on Saturdays a lot of the time, so, to stay ahead and whatnot. So... We're gonna ride this thing down. So I'm just gonna deorbit it until completion, basically. What if we come down off the coast of Kerbal Space Center? That would be really funny. Actually, wait a second. Sure, why not? Oh no, it's gonna say we're gonna come down in the mountains. So much for targeting the ocean. I'm like, oh, I can target Kerbal Space Center? That would be really funny. But now we're just gonna I'll probably... Yeah, okay. Oh well. Doesn't matter. Anyways, while I'm currently entering this, I can answer some of my Discord DMs that people have sent me. Uh... Let's see. Ooh. Do 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 do. Hold up. Okay. There we go. I'm just answering some things on Discord. Long March 5B Simulator 2026. True. It's okay. Sure, sure. We'll be fine. uh do 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 do. Man, I'm really excited for New Glenn tomorrow. It will be really fun to watch them. And you know what? I say like, oh, I want to sleep in tomorrow. It's Sunday. I have nothing to do. I you know, basically I can just wake up for the launch, I can watch it, and then I can go to bed. That's go back to sleep and then sleep in until like noon if I really wanted to. Although I'm probably not going to sleep in until noon because that means, you know, I'd only be awake at that point for like 8 hours. So anyways, Long March 5 Simulator 2026, truly real. Oh, never mind. We're actually going to come down in the ocean properly, because atmospheric reentry is drag is a thing. So, aha, we are not Long March 5. We're just going to probably bombard this really important shipping channel right here. Have you ever thought about like the geopolitics of Kerbin? Like, where are the countries? Where are the countries located on this planet? I remember back in the day, like 2014, it was really popular to make your own fictional Kerbin countries, and you know you'd have your individual space programs for your fictional Kerbin countries. So, are we actually gonna? We might actually come down on land at the tip of this peninsula. Never mind. Oh, it's heating up. It's heating. Oh, no, it's not heating up. Well, it is heating up. Wait, can I? Ah, oh well. It's fine. Eat. Express delivery. I don't know. Hey guys, look, it's Starship. Look, it's well, Starship is more vertical. Starship doesn't re-enter sideways like that, but it is. Okay, yeah, we are actually going to come down on land. Okay, that's really funny. Ugh. Oh well. Oh, there was still a... Oh no, that was the flame out of the engine. Yeah, there's no fuel left in this thing. It's... There's no fuel left. Wouldn't it be funny if we came down in that lake? That would be really funny if we actually did come down in that lake. Wait, can I hold up? I know this is gonna have like no effect whatsoever, but can we steer ourselves? Do we have a tiny bit of lift that we can use to influence this? Yeah, we're coming. Oh my gosh. Might actually come down in the lake, guys. We are! Oh my gosh! Lake landing! Wee crunch. Man. What were the odds of that? Yeah, well, it was a water landing. A water landing of a sort. Nothing survived. I bet if we came down in the ocean, something might have survived. But, if we came down to the ocean, something might have survived. But we hit the water and it started slowing us down, I guess a tiny bit, but because the ground is down here. Still use abort simulator 1970 something. So true, so real. Alright, first mission successful. Now we just need to do 2 more of those. For today at least. Gotta stretch. Yeah. Stretch. How long did that mission last? The 45, well, 26 minutes since the undocking. So that mission lasted exactly 45 minutes. Well, lasts an hour and 10 minutes of in-game time. I'm gonna head out for a bit, maybe not return. Well, thank you for joining, Spud. I hope you have the rest of the good night. Flick 37 has begun stacking tower. So okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna skip forward another 10 days. And we're gonna do another one of these flights. Let's see. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we are going to basically just do the same thing. That's what we're gonna do. This is going to be LV00. We're in the double digits now. We've launched 10. So now we're in LV0010. Save. Roll out. And well, we're gonna do the exact same thing over again. Man, a lot of people are streaming Kerbal Space Program today. Do 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 do. Let me check something real quick. Okay, I feel weird doing this PNG, so I'm just gonna switch back to my model for now. Okay. Orbit. Just go to orbit. Okay, where's the station? I want the station to be, because the station's, the phase angle of the station, I don't remember the exact phase angle, but it was like something like over there. So I don't know if this is going to be as on point of a rendezvous as before, but hey, we have the extra Delta V, so. All right. Second, Second booster. Second fueling flight. And we're off. LV0010. May begin our gravity turn. Excellent, excellent. Oh. Just for the sake of it, I will take a screenshot. Right, gotta keep throttling back. I think I said this last stream, but nothing in this game brings me more joy than building large-scale orbital infrastructure. I just love that. Space stations, fuel depots, all of that kind of stuff. I love making it. Okay. They're pretty high. Like, why do I want to build an orbital fuel depot? Because I wanted to build an orbital fuel depot. Why do I want to build a space station? Because I want to build a space station. I want to build space stations and orbital fuel depots around everywhere. And I know this might not be the most efficient way of doing it, but hey, it's the way that I enjoy doing it, and that's how I'm going to do it. .45. Bearing deploy. Alright. Time for almost full pitch over at this point. Alright, now it's just a matter of burning to orbit. I should also probably select the fuel depot as the target. Long pencil. Okay. I live once again. Hello, Sleepy Boyo. Welcome in. I have some new art that I might show you in a bit, but I'm currently doing this, so. All right, we're about to get cut off. Almost done. And just engine cutoff, booster cutoff just short of orbit, which is exactly what I want. That is perfect. Reliving my Cold War space missions phase. Good, good. Okay. There we go. We got hot staging. Well, I'm also gonna freeze that because I gotta lock that upper tank. Gotta push our periapsis up into our little orbit. Let me check, because if this is a similar... Okay, yeah, I don't think... Yeah, unfortunately, it's not going to be... Actually, wait. Yeah, we can continue to get ourselves a rendezvous. What if I just quick save real quick? Okay. Hold up. I don't think... Alright. 2.9 kilometers, 24 meters second to delta V. That's good enough. Okay. Not as good as the last time around, but you know what? That's still rather decent. That's a 2-orbit rendezvous this time around. Okay. So what's the Fonk's been up to? School. Not just that. I am getting back into streaming. I haven't really streamed much recently. But I have been getting back into streaming, and I am happy about that. And that's mostly just it. School and getting back into streaming. That's pretty much it. Not much otherwise. Now, one of the things that I have been doing, well, not really, it's just kind of happened. Half the time I don't really like actively pursue getting art, I just kind of get it. So, I have some art. This is with 2 friends of mine. This is Waffles and Chrysanium, because we are all Fox, so we might as well get art together. Chrysanium is commissioning this. And then this is from Mako, who is a person that I know from the Scent Brood, and I got this for free. So I'm really happy with both of these pieces of art. Both completely $0 on my end, which is really cool. So yeah. The fact that I already knew one of them for some of their MIDI music is wild. Yeah, Waffles makes a lot of she makes a lot of music. So Pikmin MIDI lady, yes indeed. Alright, let's go ahead and I don't want to warp past my maneuver node because that would be pretty cringe. But we do need... I want the lights. The lights need to be on. Oh, look, there's KSC. Yeah, it's funny because Waffles is what sort of inspired me because we played TF2, me and her, and he's the person who kind of inspired me to be like, hey, having a character is also kind of cool. So I would not have the character that I have if Waffles didn't appear and be like, hey, TF2. So 24.6 meters a second burn, pretty small. Waffles kicked my ass recently in TF2. Yeah, she is really good at TF2. I mean, that's what happens when you've been playing for 8,000 years, but... .4 meters a second. Okay. There we go. Maneuver node is done, and we are on a rendezvous course with... we are on a rendezvous course with the fuel depot. Uh, you sort of use those interchangeably. Waffles is a she. I didn't like. I guess I don't know. I mostly talk to men, so most of the time, because Sig Rocket, hello Shaqphilia, uh, or Shaqwalifa. I don't know. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. Um, this is a tanker. It it looks very much like a cigarette, but ostensibly this is a fuel tanker that I am using to fill up my fuel depot with. So let's go ahead and I always like to call it Chaquifa. I don't know. Hit the brakes, as they call it, and you know, slam our engines. Name butchered? Yeah, I sort of figured. I'm sorry, man. Okay. Right, 2.9 kilometers away. Yeah, checks when my 3.38k hours looks tiny compared to her. Can I look this up? Can I go to Steam and check how many hours WAF has in TF2? Probably shouldn't do that in the middle of a rendezvous, but hey. Let me actually get towards actually heading towards the station. Let me look. Can I see? Yeah, WAF has 22,130 hours in Team Fortress 2. That is a lot of hours in TF2. How many hours do I have in TF2? I don't even have 500 hours in TF2. I have a couple of thousand in Kerbal Space Program. However, I think on Steam it says I have... On Steam it says I have 1,125 hours, but I know that's probably because like this is a separate save that I have, a separate installation that's separate from Steam. And my saves the past couple of years have been separate installations from Steam. Plus, I only got KSP on Steam in 2017, but I've been playing since 2013, so I probably have like 4,000 hours in Kerbal Space Program, which to some people will be like, you only have 4,000 hours in a game. That's not a lot, but for me it is. Okay. For me, that's a lot of hours. Okay. Right. You could try the soundtrack for SimCity 3000. I think I have actually used that before. Actually, no, I've used the SimCity 4 soundtrack, but not for SimCity 3000. Okay, we have to dock. So I'm going to... There we go. I'm going to select to that. Okay. Time to start moving in for a docking. We're gonna end up docking at night. We might end up docking at night. Or we could go Yeah, sure, we can go on this side, why not? Okay. Search up Locomotion OST. The first half of the banger, the second half is old-timey and is a poor fit for rocket building. I'll have to look at more of these OSTs to actually play, because I feel like I've been stuck with the same couple of OSTs on in the background, so I need to get a more expansive list going. If I can find a playlist that plays without any ads for like 1 or 2 hours, that is perfect. Okay. Alright, now I just gotta shift over this way. Caretaker, Everywhere at the Age of Time, stages 1 through 6 complete. I will have to look up all of these. I'm not gonna change what I have on in the background mid-stream because, you know, before I go into the stream, I see what I just choose a playlist for that stream and I adjust the audio accordingly. So, but I will note these down for future streams. 8-hour long album. Okay. Okay, there we go. Alright. I guess the other question is, okay, we're actually doing pretty good. Let me begin to drift in a bit closer to this and then we'll see. What the heck? Lily, if you're watching, yes. Indeed. Okay. Yes, it is. It is for that sound. It is Finnegan. Rest in peace. So. I've said before that I just realized that I haven't been talking for like the last minute. I've said before that one of my projects this summer is I actually want to upgrade all my stream stuff, make it like actually hire someone who knows what they're doing to make a proper overlay and and all that jazz, because everything that I've made, minus like my model and whatnot, I've made myself, and that should be abundantly obvious, and it's kind of terrible and amateur. But rip my goat indeed. It's kind of terrible and amateur, and I need to like make it better. I want to make it better, but that requires money, and I want to save my money right now until I get my job over the summer, or skill, which I do not have in this regard, as you can plainly see. So okay, center core is fully fueled. Let's go ahead and start fueling up these side cores. And then we'll do one more mission, and then we should be good. For today, at least. Transfer the rest of that in. Preparing for planetary mission? Yes and no. So there are transfer windows that I am planning to send probes out to Moho and Jewel and Duna. But that's not why I'm prepping this fuel depot. The main reason why I'm prepping this fuel depot is I eventually want to start... I want to have a few pieces of... Okay. My basic idea is that I want space stations around the Mun, I want space stations around Minmus, bases, fueling depot out at Minmus. But the way I sort of envision this in my head is I also want space stations around Kerbin and fuel depots and whatnot. I want all these pieces of orbital infrastructure that I can use for my program. But the basic first step, yeah, basically something like Gateway, and then an actual base. That's kind of my goal for this save. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm getting my fuel depot up, and then after I get my fuel depot up and refueled, I'm going to build a space station. And that's going to, because I have a life support mod, I'm going to stockpile life support there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch all the components of said station, the fueling station for Minmus. I'm going to launch all those components to my space station around Kerbin. And then what I'm going to do is at that point, I don't have to launch anything. I can just take one of my tugs, bring it over to my station, take the component that's at the station, and just fly that out to Minmus. And then I can do that again with the next component and the next component. I don't have to launch anything. Because one of the things that I've sort of imposed upon myself for this save is I need to give myself a little bit of time between launches. So minimum 10 days between launches. So if I just have all my components, I'm not waiting for launches. I'm just waiting for, well, the Minmus and Mun transfer windows. I mean, those are just, you can go anytime you want. So all right. So at this point, this anchor is done. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to warp over here. Because I really enjoy in this game building large-scale orbital infrastructure. If I can get away with doing that, I'm very happy. I am one happy fox in that case, so... Okay. So at this point, we can just go ahead and use our remaining RCS to deorbit this.
Endeavor Houston, negative return.
Endeavor, copy, negative return.
Copy, negative return. Hello, I'm Fish Wizard, raiding with a party of 2. Hello, welcome in. It's me. Hello, Throwville. Yes, you are here. Howdy, hello. What were you also playing Kerbal Space Program? What were you up to? But I guess it's common Twitch courtesy to what is it? Slash shoutout. Phasmophobia. Nice, nice. I have only played Phasmophobia exactly once. I did play it on stream. I played it with friends, and I discovered it kind of wasn't the game. What wasn't really my kind of game. But if you had fun, that is nice. This was my first time playing it. Nice, nice. So yeah, there you go. I will shout you out. I am playing Kerbal Space Program. I'm a massive spaceflight nerd, so I play this game a lot, and it's probably not interesting me playing it for a overwhelming majority of people, but hey, I enjoy it. Phasmophobia was spooky. Yes. I'm not a big horror game person. I don't really like horror games all that much. I like simulators. That's what I play over here. So, the Friend Slop. Friend Slop. Thank you. I've not figured out this game at all, as all my people get ejected. Oh, that's... I mean, hey, when I first started playing this game in, like, 2013, I did the same thing as well, so... I'm fairly confident saying that my spacecraft don't blow up about 95% of the time. But when it does, when the 5% time does happen, it is pretty funny. So... Yeah, I'm not really doing anything particularly interesting right now. So what I like to do in Kerbal Space Program is I like to build space stations. I like to build space stations, I like to build fuel depots, all that kind of stuff. So I am currently building a fuel depot in orbit, and my basic idea is I can launch up to the fuel depot, refuel, and then go to the moon or Minmus or whatever. So I've built the depot, and now I'm just sending up fuel to it, so it's fully fueled. So that's what I'm doing. So I have this tanker right here that is normally full of fuel, and then it dumps its fuel, and then basically deorbits and burns up after it's done. But yeah, that's going to crash into the surface of Kerbin. I've seen that a bajillion times before. I do not need to see it again. So let me go back to the Space Center at that point. Friendslop is a name for a bunch of co-op horror games like Peak, Lethal Company, Phasmo. I've also played Peak. Peak was kind of fun. I played Peak with like Silver and Luna a while ago. The one thing I suck at doing is scheduling like collaborations with people, with like other streamers. I'm just not good at that, really. So I don't know. I feel bad a lot of the time because 95% of the time I just kind of stream alone, or I stream with my friends who are not streamers, but we still do it anyways. Okay. Let's go ahead. I need to warp forward a bit, 10 more days before I launch another one of these. I don't need to do that. I can just launch right away, but I do that because it's like, there's actual time progression going on, so. And this will probably be the last flight that we do tonight, because I do want to get to bed, because the new Glen launches tomorrow morning at like 6:45, and I want to wake up for that while still getting a good night's sleep. So that's what I'm going to do. But yes, I'm Fish Wizard. Thank you for the raid. I guess the other question I have to ask is, are you also a VTuber? Or were you just playing Phasmo and saw, hey, I can raid this random person? Yes, she is. Oh, cool, cool. Okay.
Fuck it, I'm just gonna go live. Hello. Hi, Throwville.
Oh, I clicked on your thing and the stream just popped up. Oh yeah, I see. Very cool. Very cool. Lamau. All right, this is gonna be the last flight that we have today. This is going to be. Oh, and thank you for the follow as well. I guess out of common courtesy, I will also follow back. I'm gonna go ahead and follow. There we go. LV0011. Okay, this is our 11th, technically the only 11th flight of the save because it's the only rocket type that we've flown. Well, we've flown the 1A, which is the single core, and then the 1B, which is the tri-core. But let's go ahead and do this one more flight, and then we shall be done for today. Because I want to get to bed. 2.5 hour long stream, probably. That's pretty typical for me. Ugh. Okay, go ahead. That is target. We're gonna try another attempt at rendezvousing. I know I can do it, it's just a matter of how well I can do it, so. Alright. Alright. Here we go. And we're off once again. Last flight of the day. Alright. Don't need rendezvous information up, I just need orbit. Okay. Typically I don't talk much during launches because, well, I'm focused on making sure this thing doesn't flip out. So, okay, let's see. Dang it, now I gotta think about who I'm going to raid. I don't know, raiding is something that I only do sometimes. I'm like, I don't know, I feel bad just, like, oh yeah, I raid a random person once and then I never watch them again, and I'm like, I feel bad almost. Or I could just raid streamers that I know. I don't know, we'll see who's, after this we'll see who's doing things, and then we'll plan accordingly. Want to recommend a short film about space? Sure. Go ahead. Alright, we got booster. There we go, boosters fall away. 4-stage throttle up. Short film series called Savages. I will have to take a look. Alright. Now it's a matter, we've gained a lot of altitude, now we just pitch over. Man, I have to watch a lot of things. I guess I have to take a look at that. Throwville recommended a bunch of soundtracks I can use. I gotta see a whole bunch of things. I'll do that after the stream though. With fairing. Okay. We have the speed, now it's just we have the altitude, now it's just going the distance. Okay, let's see. The specific film I recommend is a compilation episode called The First Battle of Psyche, which is a compilation of episode 1, 2, and 3. Okay, okay. I assume it sounds very science fiction. I will take a look. Interesting, 'cause I've never been like, you know, I like spaceflight and all, always have, but I don't really consume all that much science fiction all that much. I mean, I like science fiction, but I don't know, maybe it's just because I consume media at the pace of a snail, and as a result, I don't really watch a lot of things full often, because when I do, it takes me a bajillion years to consume them. Similar to the game Children of a Dead Earth. Okay, I do know about that game. Never played it, but I do know about it, so that has piqued my interest a little bit. Actually accurate orbital warfare. A little bit low on this time in terms of the trajectory, but oh well. Preparing for burnout. And there we go. Okay. Oh, I don't want to go out that far. But hey, we can actually get another one-orbit rendezvous with this, so that'll be nice. Right. And there we go. 4 kilometers. Pretty good. Excellent. We're going pretty high on this pass. 300 kilometers above Kerbin. Well, high for something like this. Have to pay attention to where my target is. Rendezvous. Focus target. Look at target. 31 kilometers away. Okay. Okay, let's see. Man, for something I just slapped together from an existing vehicle, this tanker is actually proven to be very, very good. Ship is under acceleration? No, it isn't. Sometimes the best things to have are things you just slap together. Right. Slam on the brakes, I like to say. Right, there we go. Point towards the target. Another really fast rendezvous. Is this one actually quicker? Yeah, 39 minutes. Well, actually no, this was still slightly longer than the first rendezvous that we had, but still pretty good. Okay. Matter of warping into there and render range. Coming in, well, depending on the camera view, well, kind of underneath. Yeah, we're coming in underneath. All right. We're gonna stop. Excellent, excellent. Yay. Yippee. Shut down that engine. We're gonna target the docking port right there. Yippee! I'm forgetting my my binds. I am happy. Hello? What? You raid a recommendation? Yeah, sure, why not? What? Oh. I was like, what are you doing? And I just realized the thrusters are on. You can... If you have someone I can raid Throwville, that'd be nice. I just realized that you can use the throttle. These are throttleable RCS. Search up KSP and found a small VTuber with like 20 followers named Radioactivated Zero. Yeah, sure, why not? Assuming they're still streaming when I finish this up. Okay. I think RCSFX does that. Yeah, I've never seen that happen in stock before, and I know I have a bunch of mods installed, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was the mods that was resulting in that. Stream for only 21 minutes. Okay, okay. All right. Okay. All right, we should be pretty good in terms of a docking in a couple of minutes here. A minute or two. Oop, I accidentally tabbed out of the game. Okay, there we go. Hour 30-minute stream? Yeah. For 2 hours, 30 minutes? Yeah, next KSP stream will probably just do more of this until I get this fully fueled. Okay. There we go. We are docked. All right, now it's time to transfer in our fuel. Oh, hold up. I got to... Wrong tank. Okay. Yeah, we're almost halfway full with this. Oh, I don't know why it stopped right there. That was weird. I have a gateway network set up in my sandbox. Nice, nice, cool. I'll have something like that eventually. Okay. Only be like 2 more flights in order to fill this up. Because what? We need to... That's going to be filled up. Heavily modded. I do have a mod which adds hydrogen and oxygen. And also methane and oxygen. But for my first rocket, I figured starting off, I was just going to use liquid fuel because then I don't have to deal with... Because I have boil off as a mod. So I'm not going to... For my first initial build out, I was just going to use liquid fuel and liquid oxygen. But eventually, once I head out to Minmus, then I'm going to probably start using more hydrogen. But we'll see. Well, technically, I think the fuel depot, once I actually start mining out at Minimus, that can be pretty, the fuel doesn't matter what you mine ore and you can convert it to anything you like. So, but because I initially did not want to deal with the boil off because I want to at least start work with limited rockets, right? Build up later. That's what I wanted. Okay, this is mostly fueled. We're going to need like 2 or 3 more flights in order to actually get this to be in the state in which we want it. So that'll be nice. I'm going to go ahead and just deorbit this, and then we should be good. Yeah, we're gonna deorbit this tanker, and then I think I'm just going to end the stream at that point because I am getting tired and I would like to go to bed soon. So go ahead and expend this fuel. Okay. I don't know when my next stream will be. I probably won't stream tomorrow, simply because I streamed yesterday and today. My next stream will probably be Friday, because I can't stream next Saturday either. So probably more Kerbal Space Program next Friday if I were to guess, but we'll see. We'll see. But yes, we will deorbit this, and then we'll raid the person you suggested, Thrillville, and then I'll, the stream will be over, and then I will go to bed because I'm tired. Cool beans indeed. And there we go. Up. Ship is too far away. But we can switch back to the fuel depot. Okay, yeah, I think we're only going to need maybe like 2 or 3 more flights to fully fill this up. Because I want to top off those tugs too. I want to start preparing eventually for my missions beyond, I guess you could say. But this is mostly filled up. 1 more flight should fill that up. Yeah, like 2, 3, maybe like 4 more flights to fill all of this up. But yeah, it's that's what we've been doing. Oh, that's a cool shot right there. Let me take a picture of that. Okay. I'm going to end the stream now. Thank you for all of you who watched. Thank you. Let me check. Thank you, Crimson, Throwville, Spud, Norvern, Sleepy, Shaq, because I can't fully pronounce your name. Thank you. I'm Fish Wizard for the raid. And, yeah, so I guess we're going to go ahead and we're going to raid this person. Let me just check them real quick. Kerbal Space Program, let me see. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. So raid channel. Search. All right, so I will see y'all in the next one. Goodbye, everybody. Good night.